With longevity being the key in this game to push off the most amount of damage, Superdrol is one of those ones where you're taking more damage for more power. It is what it is. What is up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Today's ASMR sip is 1907war.com. Coupon code Russo. ASMR Spritz Intelligent Elephant H2O. Trying to look for like through the nozzle. Link in the description for all discounts and in the pinned comment down below. Welcome back to PEDucation. Today I'm going to be covering Superdrol, otherwise known as Methyldostanolone. So Methyldostanolone is a oral version of Masteron, right? That's where it's derived from, with a C17 alkylate added on to make it pass through the liver. And this is one of those key highlights of how oral and injectable bioavailability, meaning the liver probably converts some of these steroids into different ways you feel, really comes into play. Methyldostanolone was first synthesized in 1959, and it went absolutely nowhere until 2005 when it hit the gray market because of the pro-hormone boom. They banned all these steroids. They made a list of the steroids that were banned, and the supplement company guys went back and found the steroids that were not on the list, and Superdrol happened to not be on the list. So it is one of the most prominent pro-hormones, if not the most popular OG pro-hormone to ever come out of the pro-hormone days. The androgenic rating is 20, with the anabolic being 400. However, based on me taking it, I think it's a little bit more androgenic than 20, but it's crazy anabolic. Another key thing about Superdrol, it is not aromatized in the body. So with Dianabol, you're facing all these estrogen side effects. With Superdrol, you're completely avoiding those while having arguably a more anabolic agent in your body. The main side effects that I personally note from Superdrol, and I've used Superdrol a couple times, I've tried transdermal Superdrol as well as regular Superdrol, and the main things is, again, not safe for females. Viralization can occur, but my blood pressure goes through the roof on even small doses of Superdrol, and it's very similar, comparable to how Anadrol makes me feel, right? I start off dosing Superdrol, I feel like a god in the gym for the first couple days, and as time goes on, I notice my blood pressure take more and more of a hit until it's to the point where I'm in the gym and I do a set, and then I go check myself out in the mirror and I have bloodshot eyes from my blood pressure being that bad. And I overall start to feel more and more lethargic as the cycle goes on, and I would cut it around a week or 2 weeks, right? This is not a compound that you want to chronically push for long extended periods of time because of the C17A, right? The C17A, meaning you cannot dose this like long periods of time like a SARM. 4 weeks max in my opinion. If not, you're risking jaundice, and the whole reason why Superdrol got pulled off the market, and basically it was so good that it put a bad stain on all of supplementation in general, is because guys would run Superdrol for 6 months straight. You're doing an oral for 6 months straight and combining it with alcohol. What do you think's going to happen? But there have been multiple reports of liver failure from Superdrol abuse. The thing about Superdrol is it's so incredibly powerful as far as the strength goes. It's exactly reminiscent of Anadrol, right? I'll be benching 225 and then I go on Superdrol and I can feel like I can bench 315 at the same speed as I could bench 225. It's that freaky strong, and you really have to take into consideration that your joints, muscles, ligaments, tendons are not accustomed to that extreme increase in strength, especially your joints and tendons, and you could be risking snapping your shit up when you don't even know it because you got so strong too quickly. That's like really what I take away from Superdrol in general. It's like one of those drugs where it's so widely hyped up that people take it and they don't really think much of trying to negate the blood pressure, which could creep up, cause a heart attack, cause something, or they just go buck wild in the gym, get so strong in the gym, explode in the gym, and then they end up like tearing their rotator cuff or tearing their pec off their bone or something because they got way too strong way too quickly and didn't realize they needed to back off. Like when I'm on Superdrol, I honestly want to lift lighter so I don't overdo it. Okay, that's where my mind goes with Superdrol. I have had friends who have puked in the gym from Superdrol, right? They take Superdrol, they do a set, and then they're projectile vomiting. That's the lethargy related to Superdrol for certain individuals. And it's, again, reminiscent of Anadrol. As far as the look you're gonna achieve, if I was fucking around with Superdrol, I'd be chasing the strength gains. But Superdrol is not a watery look. It's a very dry, you know, crispy look, I would say. Remember, this is a relative of Masteron. There's no real excess fluid retention going on, which makes it extremely attractive to powerlifters who are trying to maintain a competitive weight class and do not want to gain any bullshit water weight and or take anti-estrogens that will hurt their joints further to offset the water weight. Superdrol stacks nicely in any steroid cycle, in my opinion, as a kickstarter, right? If you're doing injectables that take 4 weeks to kick in and you want power right off the bat, throw in Superdrol for the first 2 to 3 weeks, and then you're going to take the damage on your liver, and then the injectables will kick in as you phase it out. Hopefully use a less toxic oral over time. Would not use Superdrol over 4 weeks straight. Again, there are certain individuals' livers who can get away with it forever. There's other people whose eyes are going to be yellow and they're going to have jaundice. It's all dosage depending, as well as, you know, individual per individual. Superdrol is super suppressive. You will need a full post-cycle therapy. That was another big thing back in the pro-hormone days, is they would sell their bullshit PCT product with it, when in my opinion you would need pharmacological interventions of clomiphene and Nolvadex to truly fully recover the HPTA, and there was no knowledge of using HCG on cycle to keep the nuts stimulated. This is all changed in current times, right? We're not that stupid anymore. So if you think you're gonna run a Superdrol cycle and take some test booster after and your shit's gonna go back to baseline, it might, but there's a high probability chance that you might need clomiphene or Nolvadex alongside. All right, Superdrol can be dosed anywhere between 10 to 30 milligrams a day, and for women, I absolutely do not recommend it. Don't do it. All right, do not do it. You will have viralization effects. It will not be worth it. Not female safe in my opinion, but 10 to 30 a day, you will notice the BP as you get higher and higher in the dosages. If you don't notice a BP, you don't check your BP. Yeah, my BP's fine on 30. No, it's not. I don't think it is. Take your BP before and after the gym on Superdrol and see how crazy that shit's out of whack. But what are my overall thoughts? So I've used Superdrol. I've had a lot of fun with it. As I get older, I probably won't fuck around with it that much anymore. It's super powerful, super strong, but it's super taxing. With longevity being the key in this game to push off the most amount of damage, Superdrol is one of those ones where you're taking more damage for more power. It is what it is. It's one of the most powerful orals ever to hit the market, period. And it truly does live up to the hype that's around Superdrol. The way I dosed transdermal Superdrol had me more adamant to avoid the liver toxicity and do Superdrol for a longer period of time. So like the transdermal Superdrol, that's like what brought me back into Superdrol. Like at first I tried Superdrol oral, noticed the pain in my liver, ran Tutka, flushed out my liver, and I'm like, yeah, I see why everyone loves this shit, but I don't want to be fucking around that much, and my BP, like my eyes were bloodshot. And I was only on 300 Sustanon under the Superdrol. Switched to the transdermal Superdrol. I don't get any liver pain. However, the blood pressure was still there and I was still fighting off the lethargy all day. The main thing is, like with Anadrol and Superdrol, you're blowing up in the gym. You're getting so fucking strong in the gym, but you're so lethargic you can't eat. So you're like sacrificing your diet for straight up power. And it's like one of those things where if I'm in the gym on Anadrol or Superdrol, I do all this work. I need to go repair my body by eating. And if I'm struggling to eat, wanting to throw up or puking in the gym or puking walking outside of the gym, it's one of those things where it's like, is this worth it? Should I lower the dosage, or should I find a lower toxicity oral that's more selective and not as powerful, but can be sustained for a long period of time for longevity? That's where it comes with Superdrol. I don't want to like make fun of Superdrol because it's really that fucking strong. It's insane. And if you want to play around to see the fire that people play with, go for it. But don't expect not to get burned by it. I'll see you guys in my next video.